Good afternoon, everyone, our dear esteemed student community. Good afternoon, our sources partners, and to our technology partner. Good afternoon, my colleagues on this call. My name is Samuel Eviawu. I work with the Institute as a team lead in the professional examinations. So I welcome you all to the fourth webinar for the September 2024 examination diets. Before we go, please confirm if can you hear me loud and clear. Just type yes. Awesome. Thank you. So, basically, the purpose of today's webinar is to talk us through the process of writing the examination and the process of downloading the examination secure browser, how to make use of the browser, and then there are other questions around when are we getting our login details for the examination, how are we going to log into the examination, how are we going to do the practice test. We've been getting those feedback from the student community. So today we have our Dragnet partner, Shegun Igbeson, is with us today. So I want every one of us to please be attentive and also please follow the process, follow the presentation, because I believe majority, all our questions, all our complaints will be treated after this presentation. And if there are questions, when it's time for question and answer, we'll call you to ask your questions. And at that point, if any of your questions or your doubts have been cleared, so there's no point asking the question, so that we can attend to as many complaints as possible. Today being the last webinar for this September 2024 diet examination. Once again, I welcome you all to this session, and I believe that at the end of the day, we are going to enjoy the session and all our doubts will be cleared. So at this point, for you to be on this call, if you have received or you received an email inviting you for this webinar, because this webinar is mainly for the candidates that will be writing this September diet examination. So it's deliberate that we do not send it to entire student community, because we've received the application and we've gone ahead to schedule the registered students. So if you receive this email, shows that you register for the examination and you'll be getting your login details. So your login details will be sent to you before the examination, which you are going to use to log in on the examination day itself. So at this point, let me invite Dragnet Solution Limited as our partner to take us through the TAVI browser. So over to you, Shegun. You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Samuel. Good afternoon, everyone. So we'll just be going through the step-by-step process of what you need to do and what is expected of you during the examination process. By now, I expect that a good number of us have gone through the practice test and we have taken the practice test, and we are a little more comfortable than we were during the first sensitization that we had. So to just make this also, this will make this very easy for us to understand, and that's if we have done the practice test. And for those of us that have not done the practice test, I mean, we cannot just pay attention and see how the things are done and go ahead and do the practice test. I cannot overemphasize the need to this something wrong. Oh, I don't know what to do here. Or if there is say for instance, there is a problem with your computer, you don't now find that problem on the examination day. That will cause a lot of panic. That will cause a lot of panic, and it would bite into your time. So let's get all we need to do. Let's get everything sorted. Let's go ahead and do the practice test. Let's familiarize ourselves with the testing platform, and let's do this, and let's get ourselves acquainted with it. So I'll just be sharing my screen now. I'll be sharing my screen now. So the screen I'll be sharing now is the single link that carries the test instruction, is the page that carries the test instructions. So I'll just be sharing that now. Just a moment, please. I'll just be sharing the screen. Okay, so this page carries the entire examination instructions and the test link. So you have your examination instructions here. You have the test link, the link to download your secure browser, whether it's the Windows, whether you're a Windows user or whether you're a Mac user. Then it also has the practice test link. You have that here. You have the main test link here as well. Then every other information, every other instruction you need for the examination is on this page. So you can see all of that just right here, right? So yeah, so if you have previously installed the TalView secure browser, that now has become obsolete. So we no longer use the TalView secure browser. So if you had the TalView secure browser, you downloaded it from previous diets, please go ahead and uninstall this TalView secure browser. This is the first thing you're to do. Uninstall the TalView secure browser, and using the link that has been provided with the operating system that your computer runs. So for instance, if you're a Windows operating system user, use the link for the Windows operating system device, the Windows operating system devices. If you're a Mac user, use the download link that is meant for the Mac operating system device. So it has been clearly stated in just right here. So you can see it here in bold for Windows operating system, and you can also see that for Mac operating system as well. So if you're a Windows operating system user, as soon as you click on this link that says for Windows operating system, the download starts immediately. So it downloads into the download part of your computer. So once you've downloaded the secure browser, which is the new browser that we're using, as soon as you download, go ahead and install. Same thing for the Mac operating system users. So if you're a Windows operating system user, use the link for Windows operating system. Well, as soon as you click on it, your download starts immediately. The special browser starts to download immediately. This same thing applies for the Mac operating system devices. But mind you, first thing you have to do is to uninstall the TalView secure browser that you have used for previous diets. So please, this is very important. Do not use the TalView secure browser and next thing you see, you're having issues, then you start to complain. The issues, you will definitely have the issues because, like I said earlier, the TalView secure browser has become obsolete. So you need to download this new secure browser for you to have access to the examination platform. Mind you, you need to have this secure browser even if you want to do the practice test. You need to have downloaded and installed this secure browser. You cannot no longer use the TalView secure browser. So without the secure browser, you can't do anything, whether it's a practice test or the main test itself. So please, let's take note of this. It is very, very important that you do not use the TalView secure browser for this particular diet, as that is no longer operational. Also, the test link has changed. Before or previously, test link was tsb:/testclients.fot.com.ng. That was the previous test link. But now the test link is sb:/testclients.fot.com.ng. So the T has been removed. So it's no longer TSB, but now the SB, just to reflect the change in the browser. So it's no longer TSB, but now SB. So please take note of that. Do not also go and use TSB when you should use SB. Please and please and please let us take note of that. The practice test link also has changed, right? So the practice test link now is sb:/dragnet.ng/practice_test, just as we can see on this page right here. So please take note of that. Please take note of that. And also, please do not let us mix or mistake the practice test link for the main test link. The practice test link is for practice test purpose only, while the main test link, that is what you're going to use on the examination days. So please do not use the practice test link in place of the main test link and the main test link in place of the practice test link. Please let us take note of that. With the practice test link, we can see that there is a practice test there. It clearly states practice test. So you know that that particular link is for the practice test. So please let us do well to take note of that, so we don't have any problems while taking the examination on the examination day. So please let's ensure we take note of that. So yeah, we like, if you are having issues installing the secure browser at any point, say for instance you already downloaded the right secure browser for your computer. I mean, you're using an Apple computer, you've downloaded the one for Mac and you're having issues installing, or say you downloaded the one for Windows, you're trying to install, you're having issues installing, please just go ahead and disable your antivirus for that period. That could affect the workability of the secure browser. So you could just uninstall your antivirus or your Windows Defender, uninstall it or disable it. You could just disable it. You necessarily do not have to uninstall it. You could just disable it. So as soon as you disable it, go ahead and try the installation process again. So once you've disabled it, you will be able to install your secure browser. So once that is done, you are not expected to open the secure browser. Please download, yes; install, yes; open, no. You will be redirected as to when to open the secure browser. So please let us take note of that. Also, to log into the practice test site, you do not need a username or password, or a username and password to log into the practice test site. All you need is your examination number or your student number and your email address. With your student number and your email address, you will be able to have access to the practice test site, right? And on this practice test site, if you're able to navigate through the practice test platform properly, then you will have no problems. You will have no problems whatsoever on the test day if you're able to do the practice test. So that is why I will emphasize and say again and again and again that please let us do this practice test as many times as possible. Let us exhaust it. Let us just keep doing it and keep doing it, because if once we do this, we have no problems during the we will definitely have no problem during the main test itself. So please let's take note of that. So to log into the practice test platform, all you need is your student number and your email address, and you'll be able to have access to the practice test platform. So for your username and password for the examination, that will be sent to you between today and latest Monday. Monday latest, you will get your login details, which you will be able to use to log in for your examination. But mind you, once you get the username and password on Monday, that's for your examination, you get the username and password, you won't be able to have access to the examination platform itself until the date and time that has been allotted for the particular paper you have to write. So it doesn't mean that, oh yeah, you get the username and password for your examination, say you get it tomorrow, then that same tomorrow you say you want to try to log into the main test test site or the main examination site, and you'll have access to that. No, that's not going to be the case until
Olusegun, if you can hear me, we can't hear you. You are
Yeah, just a
muted.
moment. I'll be with you shortly. Just a moment, please.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so
Sorry about that. I'm with you. Sorry about that. So I'm back. So
okay,
yeah, sorry about that. So now we are going to go into the demo proper. So like I said, download your secure browser, install your secure browser, but you are not to open it. So what you have to do is to open your regular browser, be it Chrome, Firefox, or Safari. So you have to open your regular browser and put your test link, whether it's a practice test link or the main test link, in your address bar of your regular browser. So you can copy and paste, or you can type the test link in the address bar, however it is that suits you. But I usually advise to type, because I always do type, so that, because when you're doing a copy and paste, right, you could copy excess spaces, excess characters, and you might that could just be the beginning of your panic. So just to avoid all of those things, the best way to do it, or what I'll advise to do, or what I usually do, is just to type the test link sb://testclient.fot.com.ng. So once you do that, you press enter. As soon as you hit the enter key, or the return key, as it may be on your computer, this notification just pops up. You just see it. Open the SB link with the secure browser. So at this point, you are going to be redirected to open the secure browser. But mind you, if you have not installed the secure browser on your computer, the open link part will not be activated. So you ensure that you have installed the secure browser on your computer before you start this process itself. So once you have put in your test link in your address bar, you then, once this pop-up comes out, you click on the button that says open link. So once you click on that, what you have is this page that carries where you can go ahead and input your username and password. So this is the landing page you have, and what is expected of you to do here is to provide your username and your password. So you could either, as well, maybe you have copied and pasted. I mean, copy and paste will not work at this point, because the secure browser would lock you. It will lock you to your screen, your test screen. You won't be able to do any other thing aside focusing on your test. Copy and paste won't work, and almost any other thing you want to do will not work. Just to just for the integrity of the sake of the integrity of the testing process. So yeah, you provide your username. So it's usually advisable for you to write your username on a plain sheet, right? Have your username written on a plain sheet. But mind you, once you're using a plain sheet to write your username, ensure that when doing your test environment check recording, you show both the front and the back of this plain sheet while doing your test environment check recording. We'll still get to that. So provide your username, provide your password as well, then click on the login button. So as soon as you click on the login button, you'll be taken to this next page. Then on the left panel, you can see a couple of buttons just here: test, exam schedule, start test, profile details, results, provide feedback, change password, logout. You do not need to concern yourself with any of all these buttons except for this one that is in bold, start test. So that is the one you really, really need to worry yourself about, start test. So after you have provided your username, you've provided your password, and you click on login, what you need to do is to click on this Start Test button. So as soon as you click on this Start Test button, right, the examination you are about to take with the take test button will appear on the screen. So when you log in at the date and time, the examination you are to take with a take test button will pop up. So all you need to do is to click on this take test button just right here. So once you click on this take test button, you will then go into the pre-test activities that then takes you to your examination proper. But mind you, it is worth mentioning that if you have screen sharing apps like TeamViewer, AnyDesk, Skype, Zoom, screen sharing apps, and meeting apps like Teams, Skype, Zoom, ensure that all of these things are closed. These apps are apps that would interfere with both your microphone and your camera. So, and you need both your microphone and your camera to be isolated for the purpose of the secure browser. So ensure that you have closed your Zoom, ensure you have closed Skype, ensure you have closed TeamViewer, ensure you have closed Teams, ensure you have closed AnyDesk or any of such applications you have on your computer. AnyDesk, for instance, should be uninstalled for the purpose of this examination. So go ahead and uninstall AnyDesk. At the end of the examination, if AnyDesk is important to you, use AnyDesk for your day-to-day running in the office. Once you're done with the examination, you can go ahead and go back and install AnyDesk. That's not a problem. But for the purpose of the examination, please uninstall this AnyDesk application. It is very important. Please and please and please uninstall AnyDesk. So once you've done that, also ensure that you have only one window of your regular browser running before the time it got to the point where you were redirected. Ensure you have only one window of your regular browser running. So if you're using Firefox, ensure that you have only one window of that Firefox running. If you are using Chrome, ensure that you have only one window of that Chrome running. If you are using Safari, ensure that you have only one window of your Safari open, right? So ensure that you have only one window open. And ensure that all of these other applications that I mentioned earlier, ensure that you have closed all of these other applications and they are not running in the background. So just to confirm, if you have any of these applications running in the background, you can just right-click on your taskbar to access your task manager. Once you right-click on your taskbar, the option to open your task manager will pop up. You click on the task manager option. You see all of those processes running in the background. You can then pick the one you want to close. You select it. Once you select it, you click on end process or stop process as it might appear on your computer. So please and please and please, let us take note of that. Ensure that you have only one window of your regular browser running. Ensure that you have closed screen sharing and any application that uses either your microphone or your camera. You have closed all of these applications. And if you have AnyDesk on your computer, please go ahead and uninstall this AnyDesk. When you're done with your examination, you can go ahead and install it back. So I'll just be clicking on Take Test button so we can get into the pre-test activity proper. So I'll click on Take Test button and I'll be sharing a new screen. So once you click on the Take Test button, you will get into the pre-test activity proper. So this is the first page you're going to see. You're going to see this page, and what you're expected to do here is to agree to the terms and to click on to agree to both the terms and conditions and give consent to the system to capture your data. So once you've checkmarked these two boxes, you click on Proceed. So as soon as you click on Proceed, you have some instructions on the screen which you are to go through. So you go through the instructions. So it is just telling you that you need to ensure that you are taking your test in a quiet environment away from distractions. It is best you take it in an isolated environment where you have nobody or no outside interferences. There's nobody maybe walking behind you walking in front of you, or nobody distracting you, nobody in that environment. So if you are going to be in your room, lock your room up so nobody can come in, nobody can have access to you for the duration of that of your examination. Please do so that you will not be flagged. So please and please and please let us try as much as possible to ensure that we are taking this test in an isolated environment free from distractions. Also, like I mentioned earlier, you need to ensure that you close applications such as Skype, Google Hangouts, Teams, Zoom. All of those applications should not be running while you are taking the test. Also, you need to ensure that you have a working microphone, you have a working camera on your computer, because excuse me, because these things are necessary for the working of the secure browser on your computer. So once you've gone through the instructions, click on proceed. Once you click on proceed, you need to give the secure browser access to both your camera and microphone. So all you need to do is click on the allow button there. So as soon as you click on that allow button, the recording starts immediately. If you notice, as soon as I clicked on allow, immediately there's this video frame at the bottom left just popped up. Immediately the system starts to record. So your examination or your test starts from immediately from as soon as you give the system access to your camera and your microphone, the system starts to record. So ensure that you are properly ready. You have all the things you need to. You have your backup internet ready. You're in your isolated environment. You are ready to do your examination before you click on allow, because as soon as you click on allow, the recording starts and the system starts to record you throughout the process. So please and please and please let us take note of that. So there won't be an excuse of, oh, I didn't know that the camera was recording me. I didn't know that, oh, I started the test before this. So that's why I'm saying it now. It is the recording starts at this time. So please and please take note of that. Also, this video frame is there for you for the duration of the examination. So this video frame is there. If you need to adjust your sitting position, you need to go to a well-lit environment so that the system sees you. You can see what the camera is recording on this video frame at the bottom left of the screen. So please and please and please take note of that. Ensure that you are seated properly. Ensure that you are also in a well-lit environment so that this video records you properly, so that you are being recorded properly and what you're doing throughout the examination is being seen so as to not be flagged. So please take note of that. So the next thing you need to do is to allow screen share, because unlike the previous version of unlike the TileView secure browser, the secure browser allows for screen share. So it's not just that, oh, the camera is recording what you're doing, your screen is also being recorded. Camera is recording you and your screen is being recorded. So all you're doing throughout the examination is being monitored. It is totally being monitored. From your demeanor, yourself, to what you have on your screen is being monitored. So please and please and please take note of that. So what you need to do now is to allow screen share, click on proceed ahead. So as soon as you click on proceed ahead, you select you select entire screen to share your entire screen. So once you do that, you click on allow. So as soon as you do that, the next phase here is the photo ID verification. So what is expected of you here is to upload your photo card or your ID card, as the case may be. There are two ways at which you can do this. You can either do this by having a physical copy of your photo card, which you have already printed. You have that copy. You raise it to the camera, right? Raise it to the camera. As soon as you raise it to the camera, you click on capture. But mind you, you must be in a well-lit environment, because the picture on that your photo card or your ID card needs to be visible enough to the camera and to the system before you click on capture. If it isn't visible, if it is not clear, and you click on capture, and when you click on click to upload, it is not going to be, that picture you have taken is not going to be uploaded, right? So ensure that you are in a well-lit environment. It could be, your lights could be from natural light source. Say you open your windows down, you have enough lighting coming, or you are from your light bulb, or you use the two. But whatever you're doing, ensure that you have adequate lighting in your test environment. So ensure that you are in an isolated test environment. 2, ensure that you have adequate lighting in your test environment, be it a natural light source or from your light bulb. Like I said, if you are using a physical copy of your photo card or your ID card, ensure that when it is raised to the camera can see the picture on that your ID card or your photo card properly, and you are in a well-lit environment as you should be throughout the examination period. So that is method 1 to upload your ID card or your photo card. That's method 1. Method 2 is to have a pre-saved copy of your ID card on your computer, and the formats that are accepted by the system are PNG, JPG, or JPEG. So either of these 3 formats are accepted. No formats like PDF, .xlsx, .doc, .doc, .docx will be accepted by the system. Even SVGs will not be accepted. So the formats accepted are PNG, JPG, or JPEG formats, and your file size must not exceed 1 megabyte. If your say for instance you downloaded your photo card and the size of that photo card is say maybe 2 MB, you can find a screen, you can find all of these websites there that you can use to compress the image into a smaller size until you have that 1 MB or less, but it shouldn't be greater than 1 MB. One thing I'll always advise is that you could always use snipping tool on your computer to take screenshots. So you have your photo card. You can always, if you see that it's a large size, you open your snipping tool on your computer, you cut that part out, or you take a screenshot of your photo card. It would always be in PNG and it will always be in kilobytes. It is usually no more than kilobytes. You can have that saved on your computer, then you can upload it to the system. So once you have your photo card or your ID card in the required size and the required format, all you need to do is to click on this part that says select file. So once you click on select file, you're going to have this window pop up that allows you to pick the location where you have saved that copy of your ID card or your photo card. So once you pick it, as soon as you select it, it pops up there, then you click to upload. So once you click to upload, for whatever method you have used, whether it's raising your ID card or whether it's uploading a pre-saved copy, it just takes a couple of seconds for the system to analyze what you have provided. Then it takes you to the next part, which is the audio detection phase. No, sorry, face capture. I meant to say. So it takes you to the face capture phase. So what is expected of you here is to take a picture of your face without obstructions. So you need to take a picture of your face with no obstructions. By that, I mean that you do not need to have a face mask on. You don't need to have glasses on. You don't need a face cap on. Anything that blocks your face, you do not need it. You do not need any particular blockage to your face. So ensure you have just your bare face in a well-lit environment. So once you have that, you click on next and click on take a picture. So once you are in a well-lit environment and the system can capture your face properly, as soon as you click on take a picture, it just takes the system a couple of seconds to analyze the picture that you have provided, and it takes you ahead. So just like this, the system has not been able to see my face properly. I need to do a retake to ensure that ensure that my face is clear enough for the system. I need to do a retake, ensure that I have enough light where I am. Okay, so I do not have enough light, so I'll just find an extra light source, open my window, and ensure that I have enough light. So with this now, you know what you're likely to face while taking the examination, and you know how to go past that. Just a moment, please. Just a moment, please. Okay, so I had to clean my camera because there was dust on it. So I had to clean my camera, go past that particular phase. So yeah, those are things that you're likely to encounter. So ensure that you have enough lighting, ensure that your camera is as clear as possible. The image you're uploading is also as clear as possible. If not, you are just going to have that.
Okay, sorry about that. I think Shegun has a network issue. So let's give him some time for him to come back and join us. So in the meantime, we understood that some people couldn't join with the link due to the fact that we made the maximum participants. However, I shared the link with some students on the Telegram group, and I can see a lot of them have joined. So please change the name to your name. Thank you.
Hello, sir. Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Sorry, please. You're not to unmute yourself. We unmute you when it's time to unmute, please.
All right.
Don't unmute yourself, please.
Sorry about that. I lost my internet for a bit. Sorry for
Right.
this. Yeah, so I'll just continue from where I stopped. Okay, so I'll just share my screen now. Okay, yeah. So as I was saying, have enough lighting. If you need to get your camera clean, please do that. But just ensure that your face is visible to the system while you are doing that face capture process. So once you're done with that face capture process, the next thing you're to do is to do the hardware, the audio detection phase. So at this point, the system just wants to confirm that your camera is working properly. I'm sorry, your microphone is working properly. The previous phase was for the camera, while this step is for your microphone. So as like we know, we allowed the system access to both our camera and microphone. So we need these two things to be working properly for us to go through all of these steps properly. If say for instance, you have an issue with your microphone, what you can do is to connect an earpiece to connect an earpiece to your computer. That's if you have a faulty microphone on your computer. But it is expected that the microphone on your computer is working properly. But just in case you have a faulty microphone, the microphone isn't working, or maybe isn't clear enough, or you have the system is finding it difficult to take the sample of your voice, and what you need to do is just to simply connect an earpiece to your computer. As soon as you do that, you can go ahead with the audio detection process. So once you click on next and you click on start recording, you need to speak as loud and clear as possible. Just a moment. Just a moment, please.
Shagun, you are muted. Can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. So yeah, like I said, if you're using an earpiece for the test, ensure that you remove the earpiece as soon as, if you're using an earpiece for to go past the audio detection phase, ensure that as soon as you have gone past that phase, you take off the earpiece and just gently put it beside you. You're not to use an earpiece for the test. Please do not use an earpiece for the test itself. It is expected that you have a working microphone. That is the expectation. But just in case the microphone of your computer isn't working properly, please just take off your earpiece. After you have used the earpiece, just take it off and put it beside you. So just for the sake of the disruptions that have been going on, I'm just going to do a quick recap of all the things we have said up until this point before we go to the rest of the demo. So the first thing you have to do is to uninstall the TalView Secure browser. Uninstall your TalView Secure browser from previous diets. Download the new secure browser. So download and install. Once you have downloaded and installed, please do not open the secure browser. Download yes, install yes, but do not open the secure browser. What you are to do is to open your regular browser. Once you have opened your regular browser, put in your test link. Mind you, the main test link is different from the practice test link. For the main test link, what you need to use to log in is your student number and your email address. Then for the main test itself, the username and password will be sent to you before the examination date. Latest by Monday, you will get the your username and password for the main test itself. And please, like I mentioned earlier, please do not mistake the main test link for the practice test link. So once you have been able to provide your username and your password, the next page that comes, on that next page, you click on Start Test by the left, written in bold. Once you click on that Start Test, the examination you're about to take with the Take Test button appears. Click on that Take Test button. Once you click on the Take Test button, you get to the pre-test activities itself. So the first thing you have to do is to click on those two check boxes, then click on Proceed Ahead. After doing that, you have to allow screen share, because the new secure browser not only takes the recording of your video, it also takes a recording of your screen. So you have to allow screen share of your entire screen. So once you do that, you proceed to the next phase, which is to do a face capture. Ensure that you are in a well-lit environment, and also ensure that you are in an isolated environment. So the light in your test environment could be from natural light source or could be from your light bulb. But ensure that whatever source you're using, ensure that your face is properly seen by the system when you're doing that face capture process, so that you do not have any issues while going through that process. Then after that, the next step is the audio detection phase. And like I said, with that, it is expected that your microphone will be working properly for you to record your voice. If it isn't working properly, you could use an earpiece. But as soon as you're done with that phase, take off your earpiece, because if you use an earpiece for the examination, you will be flagged. So please take note of that. So as soon as you click on Start Recording for the audio detection phase, you read out the text on the screen as loud as possible. A quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. So once you do that, you read that text as loud and as clear as possible. System will detect your voice and take you to the next phase, which is where we are at right now, which is the test environment check recording. So what is expected of you here is for you to do a 360-degree recording of your test environment. Show your table, your ceiling, and your floor. Then also show both sides of your ear to ensure that you have no earphone accessories on. So these are the things that are expected of you to do during this test environment check recording. There's a demo video just here. As soon as you click on play, you see a lady going through the doing the test environment check itself. So you could use this as a guide. You can see what she's doing, go through what she's going. The video is just for 1 minute and 30 seconds. You can see what she's doing, use it as a guide so that you are able to do this test environment check recording properly. Because all of these steps that we have outlined up until this test environment check recording step, they are all very important and they all need to be done properly. I mean, they need to be done properly. So you could just use this as a guide, see what she's doing, replicate it while doing your test environment check recording as well. So once you've seen this, you're ready to go, you're okay with the understanding you've gotten from this, what you need to do is to click on Start Environment Check. So once you click on that Start Environment Check, you then go ahead and click on Start Recording. You have 60 seconds to do your recording. You could do your recording in less than 60 seconds, but you need to ensure that you record all of these important places that have been mentioned. Record your ceiling, record your test table, record your floor, do a 360-degree recording of your test environment. You could do this by carrying your computer around, carry it around, move it around, just to ensure that you have the accurate recording of all of these places. Also, show both the left and the right side of your ear so that the system sees that you have no earphone accessories on. Also, like I mentioned earlier at the beginning of this presentation, if you're going to be using a plain sheet for whatever purpose, calculation, writing your username and password, ensure that during this test environment check recording, you show both the front and the back of this your plain sheet to the camera so that the system sees that, okay, it's a plain sheet and the only thing written on it is this username and password that you have on it. So that's the only thing that is allowed to be written on this plain sheet. So please take note of that. Ensure that the plain sheet you're using for calculation, you show both sides of it during the test environment check recording. So once you're done, you've done your recording of your test environment check, you click on submit. It just takes the system a couple of seconds to submit your video and take you into the test proper. If you need to, or if you needed to do a retake, there's a retake button there. You click on the retake button and you're able to do a retake of your test environment check recording. Then you can go and submit as soon as you feel like you're okay with what you've done. So once you do that, you see instructions and you click on start test. You click on the start test button. So as soon as you click on the start test button, the test you're about to take, you see the questions and the options for the particular test you're about to take. Then as well, at the top right-hand side of your screen, you have a timer there. So this timer counts down from whatever time you have until 0. So you could go ahead and submit before the timer hits 0, or if while you're still working, the timer hits 0 while you're still picking your options and you're still doing your checks and cross checks, the system will submit that section for you and take you to the next section. So yeah, you can take, that's just it. But the time is not carried over from one section to the next section. So once the timer counts down in this particular section, it takes you to the next section. The timer for the next section starts afresh. If you have say 5 minutes for the next section, that's 5 minutes starts afresh in that particular section. You click on next, you click, it takes you, and like I said, if the timer counts down, it submits, takes you to the next section. You click on next, you click on start test for whatever section you have. Also, at the bottom of the screen here, the bottom right of your screen here, you have the internet monitoring prompt here. So we can see that it shows online because my internet is online, my internet is on, my internet is working properly, it shows online. But as soon as there's a disruption with your internet, this changes to offline. So you can see, you'll be able to monitor what the status of your internet from this internet prompt. So if, for instance, at any point your internet gets disconnected, you will be able to see it here. It changes to offline. As well as changing to offline in this monitoring part here, there is a pop-up that comes here, just at the top right of your screen. It tells you that your internet has been disconnected, please check your internet. So at that point, you know that, okay, fine, you need to, there's a disruption with your internet and you need to go ahead and check the status of your internet. If you need to check your router or your Wi-Fi, say maybe it went off or maybe the network just went off. If you need to do that, you check that. You can maybe restart your router, restart your Wi-Fi, whatever it is that you're using. Or if you need to connect to a backup source of internet as well, you could also do that as well. They're just at the top of the TalView Secure browser there. You can be able to switch between internet sources. There's a drop down there that carries this the usual wireless signal logo. Yeah, so once you see that, you can click on that drop down. Once you click on the drop down, you'll see as many internet ISPs that you have, as many service providers that you have there. You select the one that you want to connect to. It's just like moving through your regular hotspot and Wi-Fi connection on your computer. So once you click on that drop down, it brings up all the ISPs that you have turned on at that particular moment. You can switch to the one of your choice, put in the password, then click on OK. Then you connect to that new internet source and continue with your examination. So yeah, you can navigate using the previous and next button. You can either use the previous and next button to navigate through the testing platform, or you can click on the question numbers. So you can go back and forth as you wish. There's no restriction to the number of times you can go back and forth. You can make changes to your options. You can make changes to your options. So for instance, question 11, I picked D earlier. I can change it to C, and that saves. I mean, if I go back, it's not going to be stuck on the first thing I picked. You can pick your options, make changes to your options as you so wish. Like I said, you can navigate by clicking on the question number. If I want to go to question 69, for instance, I click on 69. It takes me to question 69. I can pick my option, move to another question, pick another option. So it is very flexible like that. You can navigate using the previous and next button or using the question number. So at the last question number, as we can see here, there's an on-screen calculator which you can use for your calculations. This calculator will be provided to you during your examinations as well. So you can use it's a scientific calculator. You can use it for your calculations as you so wish. So once you get to the last question number for this particular section, now I have 75 questions. So once I get to this, I get to question 75 and I click on next at question 75. It asks me if the next thing you see is this end assessment button. So once you click on this end assessment button, you won't be able to go back to the section that you have just left. So ensure that before you leave a particular section, you have done your checks, you have done your cross checks, you have done all the things you need to do before you click on end assessment. As soon as you click on end assessment, the system will come up with a prompt to ask you if you're sure you want to submit your examination. You click on OK. As soon as you click on OK, the system submits your examination, uploads your video, and what you see is what we have on the screen now, which says test submitted successfully. But if at the point of clicking that end assessment, you do not want to submit, you can always click on the back button, the previous button. Once you click on previous button, you're able to go back to the previous section that you were on. You're able to make those your changes and this is for if you have time. If your time has been exhausted and the system automatically took you to the next section, you won't be able to go back. So ensure that if you have time and you're sure that you do not want to submit that particular section yet, ensure that you do all your checks, you do all your cross checks. As soon as you're ready to go, you click on the end assessment button, click on OK. Once you click on OK, it takes you to the next section. That's if you still have more exams to write, it will take you to the next section. But if that is the last section, it submits your entire examination. So if, say for instance, you have 3 examinations, say for instance, you have 2 examinations to write, right? So once you're done with the first one, you submit that first one, the system serves you the next one. Once you submit that second examination, then you submit your entire examination completely. So if you click end assessment at the end of the first examination, the system will definitely serve you the next one. If you have 3 to take, once you're done with the first one, system will serve you the next one. Once you're done with the second one, you click on end assessment, system will serve you the next one, which is the last one. But at the last one, the last examination you have, the system would go ahead and submit your entire examination for you. And it will upload your video, and what you'll have is test submitted successfully, just as we have here. So if you want to use your phone's hotspot as your internet source, you are free to do that, but ensure that your phone is not seen in the immediate test environment, because just like with the pop-up that will come up for the internet, say there's a disruption with your internet, if you're not properly seated, if the system is not seeing your face properly, the pop-up will also come up and tell you, face not detected. So you know that, okay, the system is not seeing you properly. You need to maybe adjust your sitting position or adjust the way you are. So yeah, there's that. So if you have, say, a mobile phone around you, system is also going to flag you in that particular manner. That pop-up is going to come up and tell you mobile phone detected. You see it, you see what you're being flagged for. If you have a book as well, the system will see this and flag you for it as well. It will mention it in that pop-up and tell you book detected or book-like objects detected. So ensure that if you're using your phone as a source of internet, it is not where the system will see it. Ensure you put it at arm's length away from you, just in case maybe you need to check your internet. But as well, ensure that you have, say, do not disturb activated on your phone at that particular time, because so that you do not receive calls that would act as disruptions to your internet, or so that would distract you to say. So ensure that if you are using a phone, you've activated do not disturb. The phone is not in your immediate environment. Like I mentioned earlier, ensure that you are in a well-lit environment. Ensure you are in an isolated environment, free from distractions. Ensure it is best you are just the only one in the test environment where you want to take your test. So ensure that if you can follow all of these things that I've said, if you can do all of these things that we've done, you're definitely going to have no problems while taking the test. And as well, ensure that you do the practice test over and over and over. I mentioned this earlier, I'm mentioning it again, and I will still mention it again. Ensure that you do this practice test exhaustively. Please just exhaust it. That's just the point. Do it as many times as you possibly can. You have access to the practice test now. If you go through the practice test site, you'll be able to have access to it now. You can take the practice test from now. You can take it every day, every hour, every 5 hours. Just take it as many times as possible, so you get familiar with the the testing platform, and you also ensure that your system is also compatible with the secure browser. So once we can do this, we are good to go for the examination. Also, like I said, please do not mix up the main test link with the practice test link. Please do not let us mix this up as well. If we can just pay attention to all of these details I've mentioned and do everything just like I've done it today, then trust me, we are definitely not going to have any issues on the examination day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shagun. What a brilliant presentation. I want to believe a lot of our students followed your presentation, and I want to believe it. Most of their complaints or their challenges or what they are scared of have been clearly explained on your presentation. So, but still, we know there's still going to be questions and clarifications from our students. Some joined a bit late. So, but for those who joined late, we're going to share this recording after this webinar. And for those who couldn't join as well, please tell your colleagues this video or recording will be shared with everyone. So now at this point, we want to entertain questions. So like I said earlier, for those who joined with my link, that you're carrying my name, please change to your name so that if I want to call, if your name is not written, I will not call you. So if at all, even if you raise your hand and your name is not well written, I'm not going to call you. So please, let's follow the simple instruction. So once again, the examination will be written on September 13th and 14th of this month. So it's like a week from today. So and I believe all of us are here have registered for the examination. For those who registered manually, you must have received your photo card. Those who registered, the MOU students who registered through their school also must have received your photo card. So you must have received your photo card as well. So on the issue of photo card, we've gone beyond the issue of photo card. So what's another thing you are expecting from us, like what Shagun said, is your username and your password. So that means your unique username for the examination and your unique password for the examination. Because we know a lot of students are confusing the username. Even this practice test link that we've shared, some are using the main examination link for the practice. And at that point, each time they enter their username, it tells them that they are using the invalid username. So please go through the instructions from the link that we shared with you. Read the instructions. There's a link that has an FOT. So the link with FOT is the main examination link, while the other one with Dragnet's practice test is for the practice. So be sure of the link you are using to practice. So that's that on the issue of the practice. And then for the practice test, your username is your student number. That is student number with slash, while your password is your email address. So if you want to try it now, you can go ahead and try it while this session is ongoing. So at this point, we start calling names for questions for those who have raised up their hands. So I'll give you the permission to speak and then ask your question. So oyenigba@gmail.com, please unmute and speak. Oyenigba, are you there? Queenette Mba, please unmute and speak. Queenette. Queenette, are you there? Jessica Jeremiah. What's happening? Is it people just raise their hands and they're not there?
Good afternoon.
Jessica Jeremiah, if you're there, please speak.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
All right, good afternoon, and thank you for the webinar. Please, I actually have two questions, and they are related to past questions for PE2 precisely. So the first question is, while we were, myself and my study group team, while we were practicing, treating the past questions, we observed two things. So we came across questions that CIPM, I'm talking about labor law now. So on two different numbers of the same question. First question for March 2024 to be precise. I think it's number 11 and number 24, if I'm correct. They asked the exact, can you hear me, sir?
I'm with you, please go on.
All right, thank you. So they asked the exact same question for labor law, the exact same question for question 11 and question 24. And the options given were exact same options. However, CIPM chose different options in each of those numbers. Let's say in question 11, where they asked this question, they chose option A as the correct answer. And in question 24, that is the exact same question and the same option, same set of options, they chose option D as the correct answer. And it was quite confusing because we're like, how do we know which one is actually correct? Because these two answers can actually be defendable to some extent. So we wanted to ask that, what happens in this case if we have situations like this in the exam itself? Is it going to be treated as a bonus for the students, or what's going to happen? So that's the first question from that. Can you hear me? I think there's somebody. Can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you. Go on, please.
All right. Yes, thank you. So that's the first question. Then the second question, still on the same past question, is such that still on labor law, we came across a question where we're asked that which of the sections contains this.
Okay, so Jessica, I can understand you're talking about past questions, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so on the issue like this, if there are any issue, at the end of the day, we get to know, and if there are any conflicting questions or options, the questions happen to be bonus for students. Okay, so I'm sure this will be brought to our attention, and after each examination, we check through again, and anyone that has this kind of issue or error, it's been given to students as bonus.
Okay. Okay,
Yes.
thank you very much. So I want to believe that the one where the options given do not carry, where the options, there is no correct answer in the options, that will also be treated as bonus, because we also had a case like that.
All right, thank you.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Omotola Olatunji.
Okay, good afternoon, sir. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Kindly confirm if you can hear me, sir.
I can hear you. Go on, please.
All right, sir. So my concern is the secure browser. So in the mail, it was stated that we shouldn't open it after we install. However, when I installed mine on my system, it's opened automatically, and I reinstalled about twice. I uninstalled about twice and reinstalled, but it kept on opening after installation. I don't know. Is there any way I can go about this, sir?
Please.
So even if it opens after installation, all you just need to do is to close it. Close it, right? Once you close it, then go ahead and open your regular browser. Once you open your regular browser, then go through the process as you should.
All right, that's fine. Thank you so much.
Omotolani Olatunji. Please unmute us.
Yeah, I just spoke. Thank you so much. My question has been answered.
Oh, okay. And Ogechi, please unmute us.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Please, can I? Okay. Thank you so much for the presentation. Please, my question is, when I was doing the environmental check via the practice link, after the environmental check, I couldn't go further. I couldn't go further to proceed with other levels of the test. So I was worried, kind of, because that was the last thing I was able to do in this new browser I installed. So I was worried if this is normal, or probably because it's not the main
So at the end
test.
of the environment check, what did you see? Did you see a blank page?
No, yeah, it was kind of on my environmental check is successful. Then I was now waiting for, maybe I was thinking it's going to roll to like go to another page. That was where me and I spent the rest of the day. So I don't know. I tried it again, the same thing.
Was just on that, or your environment check is successful?
Yes, after the final check. So I couldn't proceed because normally in the previous browser, you will be able to, they will take you to the test itself, where you can answer your questions, 1, 2, 3, 4, things like that. But it didn't take me to the place.
You should
So
try
I'm
it again.
scared if it's going to
So
repeat the same thing.
uninstall the secure browser, then reinstall it and try again. It should take you to the test. You're supposed to go to the test.
Okay.
You just uninstall your browser, then reinstall and try again.
Okay.
Okay, then another thing I observed concerning what Ogechi just asked, at times, once you need to also be patient. Okay, but sometimes if your network is not strong enough, the process might be a bit slow. Okay, because immediately after you've done your environmental test and it tells you successful, you take it to a page. At times the page might be blank. You can wait a while for the page to come up, and you click on next. So that's what I also observed. So you also need to be patient and be sure of your network strength.
Okay. And please, I also want to ask for people that have kind of receipts and their exam is maybe by 11 a.m. And must they start exactly by 11 a.m.? If they start by 10 a.m., will they be able to write the exam, their own exam? And will it take them to another exam after their particular exam? Maybe they have one paper for the day.
Sure, please.
If you have a receipt, just wait for the time that you have on your timetable for your receipts, then just log in and take it at that time.
Okay, after that, you just click on submit and not go further, because it might decide to take you to another exam. Maybe you have it by 10. After the exam, they take it to 11. So you need to just log out, don't do the menu, right?
I didn't get that.
Okay, how do I explain it? Like
I
maybe
think
you have paper, maybe you have
Yeah.
a receipt by 10 a.m.
Yeah.
And normally after that 10 a.m., you're supposed to have another paper. If it's for someone that you're supposed to have like full exam, but you don't have full exam, you're just writing the receipt. So after the 10 a.m. exam, the system automatically will take you to another exam for the day. So what are you supposed to do?
So I think I lost you for a bit. After you said the 10 a.m., I didn't hear anything.
Okay, so let me respond to her. So
Okay.
the way it works is this: if you can only see the paper you are scheduled for.
Oh.
So if you register for one subject, you can't see another subject apart from the one you registered for.
Okay.
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 So your
Thank
receipt paper, for instance, if you are in exam day 2, probably you have a receipt paper in what's it called now, public administration, and you have to take your receipts at 11 a.m. Once you are done with your receipt, you can't see another paper for that day.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Bye.
So Tola Ajayi, please unmute and
Good
speak.
afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yes, my question is directed to Mr. Shegun. So when you were explaining, Mr. Shegun, you said that when we're writing our test, there's going to be a prompt at the bottom right of our screen to let us know if we're online or not, with a green indicator. But I remember when I was doing my practice test, sometimes this week, I didn't see that prompt on my practice test. So what I wanted to ask is it peculiar to just the main exam, or I should be worried maybe it does not show my own practice test?
So that is just for the main exam. You won't see it while doing the practice test, but when you're doing the main exam, you'll see that there. That isn't on the interim prompt is not on the practice test link.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Elizabeth Nathaniel. Elizabeth Nathaniel, unmute and speak. Elizabeth, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, good afternoon. So my
Good afternoon.
question is regarding the login. So on my student portal, right, I'm unable to log in because whenever I try to log it, they say my password is incorrect. I've gone ahead to change my password. I did it on Tuesday. I had to change my password. They allowed me, but using that same. So after they sent me the password to my mail, I logged in successfully. I went to change password, but I couldn't. So I had to keep using it. The next day, I tried using that same password that was sent to my mail the previous day, and it didn't open. I had to do it, forget password again. Try changing the password to a more permanent password. It still wasn't working. And same thing as today. So today I've been trying to log in, and they're saying it's not correct with the previous password I was sent the day before. That was yesterday. And I'm still I have to click on forget password now. So I don't know if I forget password, whenever I try to change the password, it's not working. And I think I need this password to be able to try the tests, the pre-tests interface.
Okay, Elizabeth, on your CIPM student portal, is that what you are referring to?
Yes, yes, on my CIPM student portal.
Okay, so on your CIPM student portal, once you log into your portal and you decide to change your password, if you try to change your password at first and the system is not allowing you to change it, you keep using the one you have. And if peradventure the one you have has changed or is not accepting it again, so maybe the one you initiated has been accepted. So it happens that way at times. So the one you try to change to, at that point, it was not accepted. But when the password now changed, then you try to use the one you decide to change to. Because each time you click on forgot password, your password will change automatically. Okay, so then two, the student portal, CIPM student portal is not the same portal with the practice test portal. It's not the same as the exam portal. You're not writing the examination on CIPM portal. That's why we provided the link for the browser and also the practice test link. So
Yes,
it's
so
the link
please
that you
go
will
on.
use for the practice. So the password for the practice is your student number and your email address. Okay. So while the main examination day, you are going to get a unique username and a password for the exam.
Okay, thank you very much for that. For my first question regarding the interface, the student portal, right? Even though I changed the password and it does not say successful, it says because it usually comes up with the system is having some issues and so it cannot be changed. So it's not a password change successful prompt that I get. Do I still go ahead to use it whenever I want to use the changed password, so to speak, whenever I
Yes.
want to log in?
Change it. Yes, go ahead and use it. And I will also advise if you are changing your password almost every day, so I advise you reach out to us for us to check before you attempt to also pick up your password again. So maybe you can send an email to ict@cipm.org, just student number. So for us to confirm your password if it has changed or it's still the old one that you have.
Okay, thank you very much. That'll be all from my end.
You're welcome. So if you're I'm sorry, Adekunle Ifedayo. Please
Good
unmute.
afternoon.
Absolutely.
Good afternoon, sir. Okay, please, sir, I'm having issue. Network has been disturbing me lately, but I'm having issue with the what's it called? The practice test link. Because the one I saw when it opened was std client dot something something dot FOT. So I didn't see where the practice text for where the practice text link is written. That's my complaint. Hello? Hello, sir.
So the practice test link is dragnet.ng sb:/dragnet.ng/practice_test. I think someone already dropped it in the chat, so you can just check to see that. But it's tsb:/dragnet.ng/practice_test.
Okay. But but sorry, sir. Can we get it where the link for the sb/client.fot. Can we get it in anywhere around that place like that?
The FOT.client is the link that you will use for the examination. It's not for practice.
Okay.
So the FOT link, where did you get that to?
I got it right below where I downloaded the browser.
Okay, so go through that the page where you got that link. There's another link below that page, and below that link, rather. That's as an sb:// Dragnet.
Okay, sir.
So that's what
Okay,
you use for
sir. Thank you very much.
the practice test. And you can also check the chat. Someone just drop it to go and pick the link there.
Okay, sir. All right, sir. Thank you, sir.
So
Thank you,
I also need to also remind us that the instruction we share, let's try as much as possible to read the instruction, because we've noticed that a lot of our students who complain on examination day are ones that do not really go through the instructions, because most of these things are clearly stated in the instruction page. For instance, the link, this FOT link is stated clearly that it's for the main examination. And we notice also from experience that some students still use the practice test link on the examination day. So, and once they get to the examination mode and they log in using the wrong link, that's when they start panicking. So let's try as much as possible to read the instructions, and not just for reading's sake. Let's read to understand. It will help us a lot. Adaora Inene, please unmute and speak. Adaora. Adibayo Yetunde.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, thank you for this opportunity given to us. I have two questions to ask concerning the pretest, what is it called, environmental test. Can we do that before the day of the exam, or we are to do it on the exam day, our environmental test, I mean the video and all, to check the environment? Then the second one is I'm always having issue with this my username and password, trying to log in on the practice test site.
Second, please.
So, the pretest activities will be done on the day of the examination. So yeah, if you, for each time you log in to your examination platform, you have to do the practice test. So for instance, you have an exam today, you do your exam today, you have an exam tomorrow, you do your pretest activities today, you have an exam tomorrow, you still have to do your pretest activities again tomorrow. Even if you have exams this morning and say you have again later in the afternoon, you have to do your pretest activities in the morning, then do again later in the afternoon. So you need to do your pretest activities for each time you log into the platform. Then with the practice test, logging in for the practice test, I mean, that is you just need to use your student number and your email address. That's all you need. Once you use your student number, use your email address, you are definitely going to have no issues while taking the examination. You are definitely not going to have any issues while taking the practice test. No way, you just need your email address, correct email address, your student number. That's all you need, and you'll be able to log in. So
Okay,
that's that.
because I remember the last time I was able to do the test. Maybe they had maybe it was network issue or so. So I noticed while I was trying to do the 360 environmental test, I don't know, will I have to stand up from my seat to do the what's it called? Because I remember I was charging the laptop then and it was disconnecting from network. Do I have to stand up to do the ceiling fan, the floor and all that, or I should just sit down while I roll around the laptop I'm using? Or how do I go about that without being disconnected from the internet?
So are you using a cable to connect your internet?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so you can sit down and do that, and you can still get the accurate recording, yes, by sitting down. You can do that. But just ensure you get the accurate recording of all of these things.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. So Inkechi Azubuike.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
And good afternoon, everyone. Okay, my question is, first, I've been trying to download a secure browser and I've not been able to do that. I don't know if the link to download it will be provided to us. And then secondly, Mr. Shagu made mention of when you finish your first test, you click on end assessment or something like that. I want to ask, at the point of clicking end assessment, is it automatically going to submit that, or it can still go back to the exams, the ones you took, even after you clicked on that end assessment? Thank you.
Please.
So maybe the issue with downloading the secure browser, I meant to say, maybe you're not using the right link, or like I said, if you're using the right link and you're having issues, ensure you disable your antivirus, then try again to install the secure browser. It will definitely install. But that's if you're using the right link. But if you're not using the right link, please ensure that you are using the right link and not the one that has been sent and not the one that you search through Google or somewhere. No, ensure that it is the one that has been sent to you, either by Dragnet or by CIPM, that you are using. That's what you used to download. Then the second question, just keep my
Okay,
mind.
sorry, sir. I don't know if that can be dropped on the group so that I'll be able to pick it, because I don't know where again I can pick this the link to download it from.
Okay, so did you receive an email inviting you for this webinar?
Yes, I did.
So if you did, then the link is in the email address, in the email you received.
Okay.
Yeah, so
right.
again, we also need to take note of every message you receive from CIPM. Because in that email, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see.
Okay, so in that email, this link that I've highlighted is there. We send this link.
Okay.
Then we also send this link in that email. So for those who are using a Mac operating system, use this link. And if you are using a Windows, you use this first link. While we also included this link. So this link is for the practice test in the email that was sent to invite candidates to this webinar. Okay, so we deliberately did not send this test clients.fot because we've noticed that a lot of students have taking it for the practice test link. So go back to your email. These 3 links are there for you. So once if you are using a Windows operating system, this is the link you use to download the examination browser. And after downloading the browser, you have to install. After installing it, you close the browser. Then you come to this link. That's sb:/dragnet.ng/practice_tests. So you copy this link and paste it on your regular browser, either your Google Chrome or your Mozilla Firefox. It will ask you to open the browser, and then you go ahead and do follow the instructions and do the next your practice tests. So I hope that's clear.
Okay. What about my second question?
Which is?
I asked Mr. Shagun.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Okay. He made mention of clicking on end assessment at the point when you finish your exam. So I'm asking, at the point when you click that end assessment, will it automatically submit you, or it can still go back? Peradventure, you have time and you want to cross-check other things that you may not have done.
Once you click on that end assessment, right, the system brings a prompt right, that says, are you sure you want to submit this assessment? You can either click OK or cancel. So if you still have time, you can click cancel, then click on previous. There's a previous button just beside the end assessment button. Once you click on the previous button, it takes you back to your questions that you have. But once you click on the end assessment, and once that prompt comes and you click on OK, you cannot go back to that particular section, that exam that you have finished. So once you click on the end assessment and that prompt comes up, you click on cancel, you can still go back to that exam that you just finished. But once you click on OK from that prompt, you can't go back. Does that answer your question?
Yes, yes, it does. All right, thank you.
Adebayo Yetunde.
Sir, I've asked my question already.
Oh, okay. Umo Davis.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, thank you for this opportunity to speak. Please, I want to ask Mr. Shegu one question because I don't think I got that very clearly. And where I didn't get very clearly is if you have the secure browser installed on your device already, how do you start the exam with it?
So once you have this secure browser installed, like I said, you are not to open it. Even if it opens, close it. After installation, if it opens, you close it.
Yes.
Open your regular browser. If you have Chrome, you have Firefox, or you have Safari, whichever one you're using, open your regular browser. Your test link or your practice test link, whichever one you're using. For now, you should be using the practice test link. Take that practice test link, put it in your regular browser.
I don't mean the process. I am clear on that. I mean on the exams day, when you're about, yes.
It's the same thing you're going to do. Take the main exam link, copy it, put it in your regular browser, click on enter. The pop-up comes out, it redirects you to open the tab, the secure browser. It opens, you put in your username and password, then go into the test.
All right, I'm clear now. Thank you very much.
Sultan Umar. Please unmute and speak.
Okay. Good afternoon. Sorry, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I just want to ask two questions. So my first question is the Dragnet representative said something about if there is a book near you, the system is going to flag it, right? And then he also made mention that if at all there is a part you need to do calculation, you can use the book. But before that, you should show the back and front of the book to ensure that nothing was written before. So how will I be able to put the book by my side and the system will not flag that there's a book beside me? That's my first question. And my second question is that he said something about once you're done with the first test, and then even though the time is finished, and then you click to select the next one, I thought there's a time in between the next one, and you have to wait. Must you go? Can you choose to wait for when it is time for the next one, or you can just go and do it directly, even though it's not time? That's my question. Thank you.
So I missed that. I missed some part of my network. I missed some part of that your book question, but I think I got a little of it. So like I said, if you're going to have a plain sheet, you are going to use to calculate, because I really want to believe that when you say book, you mean something that you're going to use to calculate, right? So if you're going to have, ensure that you, like I said, ensure that when you're doing your test environment check recording, you have that your plain sheet. You show it while you are doing your test environment check recording. That 60 seconds has been given to you for your test environment check recording. You can show your plain sheet. So once you show your plain sheet that, okay, this is your plain sheet, it's plain on both sides, you are using it to calculate, you're good to go. So that's for that. Then the second one, as many exams as you have at so once you finish, if say you have 2 exams, right, in the morning, you finish the first one, you end that one, the system serves you the next one. Immediately you go into the next one, you take the next one, then when you're done, you can go ahead and finally submit. So you do not need to wait for the time in between. You finish your, say for instance, you have 2 exams in the morning, you finish your first exam, system brings the other one, you do the next one, then you're done and you can go. Yeah.
I know. Okay, that'll be all from me. Thank you very much.
Uime Achufo. Uime Achufo, please unmute and speak. Dauda Tohib. Tohib Dauda.
Yeah, good afternoon, please.
Yeah,
Can you hear me, please?
Yes, can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thanks for this opportunity. Thank you very much for the time and effort so far. Please, my questions are in two fold. One is going through the past questions. I have this thing that I do see after the questions, at the end of the options, something like recall, something like comprehensions and the likes. So, pardon my, my ignorance. I really don't know what they mean. So I would like to know if I can be put through. That is one.
Okay.
Yeah. Then secondly, as regards the examination and the registration process, I and some of my colleagues around, like we thought it could be hopeful. I mean, we thought it wise to probably to save ourselves the stress of several challenges that might arise using laptop or whatever. So we thought maybe we should use accredited CBT centers. So my concern now is, okay, fine, using that the accredited CBT centers, examination centers, one is fine if it's fine by the by the commission, the profession. Then secondly, all this registration process, we do have to go through them, using that, like, all these things we have to do now. Do we have to record all those things that, this issue of the browsers and the likes, or we should assume they already have it before? Thank you, please.
Okay, I will start with your last question.
Okay.
I will start with the last question. One, we don't have accredited CBT center. CIPM does not have an accredited CBT center at the moment, but you are free to make use of any CBT center of your choice to take the examination. But please note that any CBT center you want to make use of, you must comply with these our examination instructions. So you don't assume that they have all the requirements. If you are using any CBT center, you also to keep distance. There shouldn't be any one around you. There shouldn't be any the system should not flag you with another person in the room. So you must follow the instructions of the examination. And then two, you should also be sure that the system you are using is compatible with this our examination browser. So you are expected to download the browser on that system you want to use for the examination. So my advice to you and your team or your colleagues that wants to make it a CBT center to go to that particular center before the examination day to go and install this browser and also carry out a test on the same system you want to use for the examination, so that it won't be on the exam day you get to the CBT center and discover that their system is not compatible with the browser. So that's that on the CBT option. Then to your first question about the recall comprehension we have seen. Yes, so the CIPM examination, fine, it's we call it CBT examination. As the questions it's a multi-choice question, but however, there is these blueprints that you are making use of to test the difficulty level of each of the questions. Okay, so for this blueprint, we use Bloom's taxonomy. So we use Bloom's taxonomy, and the Bloom's taxonomy difficulty level, we have different levels. So we have the one called recall. Okay, so the recall is when you read and you cram. So you come into the examination hall, the question, let's say, who is the president of Nigeria? So that one, it's automatically is a recall. So we expect you to just give a straightforward answer. Then there's another one called comprehension. So the comprehension means you expect you to read a particular session and give answer. Then we have application. So the application is where we expect you to come into the examination and attempt that particular question as if you are practicing the question. So it's called application. So those things are the level of difficulty for each of these questions. So that's why we have them there, and it's deliberate so that by the time you are practicing, you will know that some questions are not just recall, not just what you just read from the pack and come to it. At times we ask questions. Some we might be expecting to see it, see us lifting the question, but everything from the study part. But we can take a particular topic, for instance, and then we just give you a question that relates to that particular topic. Let's say, for instance, we are asking questions surrounding succession planning. Okay, so the question might not talk about succession planning, but if you really understand the concept of succession planning, and then you see a question around it, so we expect you to respond to that. So with the knowledge of succession planning, you quickly know that, oh, this question is speaking to succession planning. So that's where the application comes in. So I hope that I'm able to clear your doubts.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, sir. I'm grateful.
Yeah. Agui Firma.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Okay, so I have just two questions. The first one is, can we have our Wi-Fi on the desk, on our tables while the exam is on? Then, secondly, when I was doing my tests, doing the test practice, I did not see the place for share your screen. I don't know if it's my fault or should I go back and do it again? I didn't see the place for screen sharing or share your screen. That's my question. Thank you.
Share, please.
So you can have your Wi-Fi, your MiFi on the table. That's okay. And just like with the internet monitor, the screen share doesn't also work on the practice test site.
Okay. All right, thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. Taiwo Oladapo, please unmute and ask the question.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Now, my question is, for a while now, I've been trying to take my pretest and I've been stuck at picture analyzing. My picture has been analyzing for a while. I've tried it repeatedly, but I've just been stuck there. And I don't know what to do about it. So I've just been stuck at that point. Thank you.
So
Sure.
if I get it right, you were able to take the picture, but it just kept on analyzing and analyzing, right? And
Yes, yes.
did you try to do it again?
Yes, I did. I tried doing it again.
And you still had the same issue.
Yes, yes.
You need to find another computer. So, I mean, this is part of why you need to do the practice test before the examination. So you need to, which means that your particular computer is not compatible with the system. So you need to find. And now, since you said you tried it again, it still did not work. Then, I mean, you need to find another computer to use.
Well, I actually use this laptop. This is my personal laptop, and I used it for my exam, the previous diet. I use this particular system. So I don't know what the issue is now. I don't know if it's the network but it just kept analyzing.
But then again, you know that the browser now is different from that of the previous diet. So just maybe this is not compatible with your computer. But since you said you tried again, but then again, you can still give it another try, restart your computer, try again. But if it doesn't work when you give it another try after restarting your computer, then you need to find another computer.
All right, thank you.
Or could it be network related issue?
Yeah, I mean, that's why I asked if she tried again. And she said, yes, she did try again. So give it another try after restarting your computer. Let's do a fresh restart. It's most likely that our system is freezing, the computer is freezing. So you just need to just restart and try again. If it still gives you the same problem, then that's a compatibility issue and you need to find something else.
Because actually, I was able to upload my photo card. I was able to upload it because I converted into JPG. So I was able to convert it, but just proceeding after the picture analyzing, that was just the problem. So probably I will check my network and just see how it goes. Thank you for your time.
Yeah. Okay. So, and also just to advise everyone, also check your laptop. The last time, when last you update your laptop? So it's very important. So I will advise us, like at least a day to the examination, try as much as possible to update your laptop to be sure that your laptop is up to date. Because sometimes if your laptop is not up to date, some of these application might not run perfectly on your system. Lydia Adedeji, please unmute and speak.
Okay, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Please, my question is directed to Mr. Shegun. Well, I had two questions before, but yeah, somebody has asked and I got that. But the other question is, I guess I heard him when he was talking about an alternative network or something. But my network was bad then, so and before I could get in again, the whole process was over. It was this question and answer time. So I don't know. Maybe he can help me recap that.
Shagun, did you get the question?
No, I didn't. I lost her for a bit. I didn't hear almost all she said.
Okay, Lydia, repeat yourself, please.
Okay, sorry about that. I said why we were addressing us. You talked about having an alternative network or something, but then my network was bad, so I was logged out. And before I could come in again, the whole process was over. It was this question and answer time I met. So I don't understand that. I didn't follow.
Yeah, I'm struggling with my network a bit. I just lost
Okay,
you
so
again.
Sheldon, can you
Sorry.
hear me?
I can hear you, Samuel.
Yeah, okay, so the question she's asking is about alternative network.
Okay.
Yeah, so she wants to explain that.
Yeah, so if you, for instance, now your primary source of internet now is MTN, right? You can always have Airtel or say Glo, right? Just in case you have downtime with MTN at some point, and the pop-up comes out and says, oh, your internet has been disconnected. You can always switch to the next one if it's Airtel or if it's Glo, if that will serve you better. So that was just what I was trying to say by having an alternate source of internet.
Okay. Okay, how about in the sense that I'm making use of my phone because I'll be using my phone to connect. And in that case, I want to switch my network to another network. Is it like, do I have to put my phone in front of the camera to see and maybe I speak to it that I'm trying to change my network or what? I want to get that part, please.
Yes, so usually I will always advise transparency. So if you need to say, okay, you're using a phone, my understanding from this now is you're using a phone, you have two SIM cards in the phone, you're using one presently, you can use one at a time, right? You're using the first one, there's a downtime with that one, you want to switch to the next one, you need to have access to your phone to do that switch. So as I always advise in this process, transparency is very key. So as much as possible, be transparent in whatever you're going to do in especially when it relates to using a phone, if you're using your phone as your internet source. So ensure that you are as transparent as possible in this with this process. So just like you said, take the phone, show it, oh, you're trying to change your internet source and do that, then just put the phone back where you took it from, arm's length away from you. So yes, that works.
All right, thank you so much. One more question, please. Yeah, regarding me trying to make use of my biro and my paper during my workings, I don't think it's not possible for me to looking at the camera while I'm calculating, or I don't know, how do I go about that? Because my eyes will be by the side while I'm calculating, or I just didn't get it.
So yeah, with that, I said if you're going to use a plain sheet for your calculation to start with, right? Ensure that when you're doing your test environment check recording, you show this while you're doing your test environment check recording. So, I mean, when you're now looking to decide to calculate, for the fact that you already showed that while you're doing your test environment check recording, I mean, that's as you're already covered for that. But ensure that if you're using a plain sheet for calculation, please ensure you show both sides of the plain sheet you're using for your calculation while you're doing your test environment check recording.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Lydia.
That's all.
Mark Philip, I'll meet and answer your question.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Can you hear
Good
me,
evening.
please?
Good evening.
Okay. I have two questions. One question is like the login process to do that 360-degree verification. Are we to do it on time, like the time of the exams is starting, or some few minutes before the exams should start?
Yeah, well.
Then my second question is that sometimes, like during these examination stuff, I get tense. So sometimes I try to read the question out loud 2 times for me to be able to understand. I hope that won't be an issue with the whole recording issue thing.
Reading the question out loud. So yeah, that's fine. You can read the questions out loud, as long as there's no feedback from the test environment. I mean, if there's a feedback, there's another voice that is maybe responding on, I mean, or responding or not responding, but there's a feedback to whatever questions you have, then you'll be flagged. But ideally, you shouldn't read out the questions loud. But I mean, if you say, oh, you're tense, you need to do that, you do that. But then again, it shouldn't, like you said, is when you're tensed. So it won't be for the throughout while you're taking the examination. So yeah, so you could read it out. That works as well. And the first question, please, I missed that a bit.
My first question was, are we to like do the whole 360 camera stuff during some few minutes before the exam should start, or like if the exams is 11 o'clock, we should log in 11 o'clock and do that whole 360 degree thing?
Yeah, so you can log in 10 minutes before your examination too, because this process will not take you all of 5 minutes to do. So you can log in 10 minutes before to do the pre-test activities, then go ahead and take your test. But really, it won't take you all of 5 minutes to do. So it's really not a big deal. Yes, you can log in 10 minutes before.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, so just to add to it, I will just advise you actually try to be conscious. The issue of you reading your question aloud, avoid the case of getting flagged, and the implication of that is that once you're flagged for an examination, your result will not be released, and you'll be asked to face a panel, a hearing panel, to come and explain yourself. So for you to avoid that, so I will advise you try and caution yourself not to read questions aloud. So Tina Mayaki.
Hi, good evening. Can
Good
you hear
evening.
me?
Yes.
Okay, my question is this: for those with more than one receipt, and on the timetable it's showing that receipt is the first day by 11 a.m. and maybe the person's second receipt is the next day. Is the person writing writing both receipts same time, or you can write the next day by same 11?
Okay, so regarding the issue of the photo card and the timetable, so if you have receipts, so there are two different categories of receipts. So receipts, one reference. So one reference means, or one receipt means, in a particular level, you failed just only one paper. Okay, and you register for that just one paper. So that's where you will write it at 11 a.m. on Friday.
Okay.
But in a case where you have that one receipt, or you have more than one receipt rather. So
yeah,
let's say in intermediate 2, you failed 2 subjects in your last examination, and you register for this diet for just the 2 subjects. So you are not going to take it as receipts. So you're taking it as if you are taking the regular examination, and you take it at the exact time it's being scheduled on your timetable. So if you are taking learning and development, for instance, which is on day 1 and at 9 a.m. So you are not supposed to take your L&D by 11 o'clock. You have to take it at the exact time, 9 a.m. on the timetable. And if you now have a comparative human resource management, which falls on day 2, so you take that comparative human resource management on Saturday at the second paper. So you are not to take it at that 11. You don't have business with that 11 a.m. except if it's just only one paper you have. So for those who have one paper, let's say your last examination was intermediate 2, you failed public administration, okay, and you register for that public admin along with PE1 examination. So you take your PE1 examination the same time they are scheduled on the timetable, while your public admin, which you failed from intermediate 2, will be taken at the slot for receipts paper. which is 11 a.m. So that's how the receipt time works.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that clearly. Sorry to interrupt.
So what is it that you don't understand?
Yes, like if you maybe like you are doing a P1, maybe you failed two courses in P1, and they give you different days, like Friday and Saturday. You have to take it Friday and then take Saturday, or you have to take it the same day together.
Okay, so do you have a receipt for your taking?
Yes, for P1.
Okay, so what level?
P1.
And what subjects are you taking?
Advanced HR and organizational behavior.
Okay, so these two subjects, you are not taking them as receipts. So on your timetable, what's the first? You said organizational behavior, right? Which
Yes.
falls on day 1 by 10 a.m.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to take that organizational behavior by 10 a.m. on Friday.
Okay.
Then advanced human resource management 1 is on Saturday, same time at
Yes.
10 a.m.
Yes.
Yeah, so you have to take your advanced HR on Saturday by 10 a.m. Okay. So the 11 a.m. you have no business with that time because you are not receiving just only one paper. So had it been you failed only organizational behavior, for instance, and you passed the remaining 4 subjects, and you register for PE2. So the organizational behavior will be moved. You'll be seeing it on your timetable under 11 a.m. time.
Okay.
Yes. So are you clear now?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Daboyinge Green. Daboyinge Green.
Yes, good evening. Please confirm you can hear me.
We can hear you. Go on, please.
Okay, I was just doing the practice test, and when I got to the questions, it's just 2 questions. So when I get there, there's this pop-up that comes in by the right-hand side of my screen. Like it says it's very fast. I can't even read what it says. It's like an error message, something about the Windows. So I don't know if that's going to be a problem with the main exam, because that means smoothly for me.
So yeah, that must be Windows focus out. So which means that you're likely clicking outside the secure browser. That's why you have the Windows focus out prompt showing
Sorry,
up
I
there.
think
So yeah, so that's I
can't
think that's Windows focus out. So that's because you're clicking outside the secure browser, which means maybe you're clicking on maybe your taskbar or something else outside the secure browser. That's why that prompt came up.
Okay, okay. All right, thank you.
Hi, good afternoon. Thanks for the opportunity to speak. My question is, I downloaded the TeleView app and it was successful. I've used the pretext link. I'm using a MacBook actually, and I was able to do every other thing, the text, the pretext, the capturing and everything, but it's not rerouting me to the TeleView browser. And I'm a bit worried. Though whenever I switch tab, it tells me that I'm switching, but I'm not going to TeleView browser itself. So I'm a bit worried that is this for the pretext, or is it going to be something that would continue when I'm using the original link for the examination? Hello,
Please,
do you get my question?
confirm the link that you used or
The
that you're
one
using.
meant for MacBook, there was two links I saw to download, one for regular
Talking about the practice test now, confirm the link you used for the practice. Was there SB before the dragnet.ng/practice_test?
yes, there's an XB at the back, but it was not an hyperlink, so I just copied the one I copied without the XB.
No, so you need to copy. So that's why it didn't reroute you to the to open the TeleView secure browser, because there's no SB. So for you to be able to test that secure browser function, that SB will be there. So it has to be SB, the column that you have there, /2 times dragnet.ng/practice_test.
Okay. It is then I'm
Yeah.
able to route TeleView.
Exactly.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
Yeah, it's displayed on the screen now.
Thank you.
Okay, so at this point, we've spent 2 hours 15 minutes on this webinar, and I believe that a lot of questions have been attended to, and a lot of complaints have been cleared. So because if we keep going on and going on and going on, we have a lot of hands that have been raised. If we want to attend to all these hands, we not leave here maybe 10 p.m. We will not leave here 10 p.m. Okay, so like I said earlier, this recording will be shared with everyone. So I want us to please take out time to listen to this recording, the things that have been shared, the presentation. You can as well go back. The questions that some of your colleagues have asked, and we've given responses to. You can relate them to your own case, because I'm sure most of the cases are more or less similar, and the ones that are not similar, at least you heard one of your colleagues who might have asked similar question. So I'm sorry if we can't call you, because we can't call everybody. That's the truth. I'm sorry if I not get to you to call you to ask your question. So, but I just want to wish every one of you success in your examination that is coming up next week, precisely next Friday. I want to encourage us to try as much as possible to go through these instructions, and also not to turn off panic mode, because one of the things that gets students confused is when they try to click on something and that thing is not responding. At that point, they started panicking. Please, if you click on any button on the examination day, just be patient and wait for these things to respond to you. At times, even on our phones, if we're trying to open a link on our browser, if the network is not strong, it might just take a while for it to load. And once it gets the connection, it opens. So same thing with this application, in as much as it's being connected to internet, and the internet might be slow at that particular moment. I'm not saying that the internet is not strong enough. You can have a full bar, even your 5G, which is strong, but at that particular time, if the service provider is having a bit of a network downtime, it will affect the functionality of the app at that particular point in time. But that doesn't mean that you should start panicking, assume that the browser is not responding. So I want to plead with us. Let's try as much as possible to read the instructions again and again and again, and then let's start practicing this browser. Let's familiarize ourselves with the browser. If you practice continuously, you get used to it, and on that examination day, it won't look difficult for you to operate. So just Shegun, any last word to our esteemed student community, our esteemed candidates, please, let's give them another last word from you.
Yeah, so basically you said it all: practice, practice, practice. Do not panic if something doesn't work at the particular moment. Just give it a bit of time. It will still work. And do not panic, and practice and practice and practice. I wish us all the best.
Okay, thank you, Chairman, for that. So at least to reduce the traffic. Okay, so I'm reading someone's suggestion that we should schedule or into batches to reduce traffic. Well, the examination, we have a time for the examination, and that's the application has something to do with the traffic. So that's the truth. The application has nothing to do with traffic. So the traffic has to do with your network. So if your network is strong enough, it will definitely not disturb the traffic on the app. So the app can be overwhelmed with the number of students, because the capacity this examination browser can accommodate is large enough. So it can be overwhelmed. So there's no point with batching the examination. That's why we have 2 dates for the examination. So we can ask you to write the examination on the same day. But however, what we usually do at times, maybe some students who complain about the time, maybe they are battling with network. The examination is meant to close by 12 noon. So we look at the situation around the examination based on complaints, because we definitely have complaints from students who probably they are panicking, or they're writing exam for the first time, or they are not they did not practice enough before the examination. And so we at times we leave it open till sometime around 3 p.m. or you can go as far as 6 p.m. So the thing is, once you log in and you start your examination, you can go, your time start counting. So if you log in by 9 a.m. and at that point you are struggling, you couldn't log in, calm down, be patient. If it's 10 a.m. you're able to log in, your time is still saved. So the moment you start, that's when your time counts. It will start counting. But don't assume because I said this, you now wait till 6 p.m. that okay, by 6 p.m. I want to log into my exam to write my examination. By that time, if you log in by 6 p.m. and the examination for a day has closed, it's not our fault. If you decide to wait till 12 noon and say that that's when you want to log in and take your examination, and the portal has closed, it's not our fault. As stated in your timetable, the time for examination is between 9 a.m. and 12 noon. So try as much as possible to keep to the time you've been scheduled for the examination. So at this point, I wish each and every one of us good luck and best of luck in this examination. Like we promised, your login details, if we don't start getting them over this weekend, from Monday next week, you will start getting your exam login details. And your exam login details is your student, your username and your password, which is not the same as your student, your regular student number. Your regular student number comes with CIPM/STD, but your exam username does not come with CIPM/. So please take notes when you receive your login details. There won't be slash in your username for the examination. So on this note, I say a very big thank you to our study center partners who are here on this call. We appreciate you for all you do for the institute. And then for my colleagues also who are here, Emeke, Chukwuka, Modupe, Deborah, thank you all for your support. And thank you, Shegun, also for taking out time to come and do this presentation. We appreciate your time. We don't take it for granted. And we want you to extend our appreciation to the Dragnet Solutions, that we appreciate all you do for us. So at this point, I say thank you and do enjoy the rest of the day. Bye.